Hey guys, so here bringing you another video and welcome to another Challenger Spectate, keeping up with the theme of champions that me, Huzzy, is scared of. Now, I'm sure some of you probably would have guessed that Irelia would feature in this series. This is definitely a personal series because I'm sure there's people like, oh, Irelia's not that scary. She's scary to me. I can't seem to beat them, and the whole point of this mini-series of Challenger Spectate is champions that I am scared of. When they're locked in, if I'm against them, I'm like, oh god. And Irelia is definitely one of those. Worth also noting, everybody, this is not on EU West. We are on EU Northeast. So we were doing a little bit of leveling on the EU Northeast account. And I thought, hey, why not do a Challenger Spectate on EU Northeast? So we get to see, you know, a Challenger level Irelia player, but we also get to see Challenger level EU Northeast. And we'll be able to see, do we see any differences, you know, just by watching one game between the normal EU West Challenger replays that we normally do and EU Northeast. So the actual player, by the way, I will go in detail, give you guys some information. So again, EU Northeast player. Then their profile, they are currently Challenger 524 LP. They are an Irelia main. Probably, yeah, it's some type of Smurf though. 134 total ranked games with a 65% win rate. 48 of those games is Irelia, and that has a 73% win rate. So obviously very clearly good. And that makes them the rank 1 EU Northeast Irelia and the 10th Irelia in the world. So they're against a Darius. The enemy comp, I guess, is set bot lane. It's a little bit weird. Blue team does have an early advantage. But, you know, Darius is no pushover in lane phase, obviously. This Darius has even opted for the Doran's Blade build, which is all about going for that early aggression with Ghost and having the increased attack damage. Now, will Irelia really care? So you can see the Darius is not fighting much. He was a little bit late to lane, thus giving the XP advantage over to the Irelia to begin with. So he's on the back foot a little bit, but the lane should reset momentarily. And, you know, you can see Irelia's actually burnt through a lot of her mana. Darius is on full health, full mana, hasn't burnt through anything. So I wouldn't be too surprised if you see the Darius maybe look to go aggressive soon, possibly. So Irelia looking for those autos every now and then, and that's something that I know I struggle with Irelia too. Her attack range is actually bigger than you think. It's not just on top of her, like normal melee champions. It's actually a quite, you know, extended auto attack range. I am recording this, by the way, live, and someone in Twitch says, watching a Darius so afraid to step up and fight in Irelia does actually say quite a bit about Irelia, by the way. That's true. Darius is known pretty much as the lane bully, lane fighting champion that a lot of people complain about. Oh, he's so oppressive. He obviously takes Ghost. How do you kill him? How do you get away from him in lane phase? Well, he's at the moment, he was playing scared. Now, the lane has equalized, but Irelia has now gone back. So will there be a fight in top lane? I'm going to say yes, probably pretty soon. Darius is pushing quite fast, now has an XP advantage. Irelia just, you know, clearing the farm. Probably wants to at least equalize level 4 before anything happened. And worth knowing, you know, in whose advantage is this if this doesn't have any crazy lane phase? Irelia's. She does outscale a Darius. In 1v1s, she'll beat a Darius. And realistically, in most team fights, you know, Darius will win. Now, he was waiting in that bush. He's popped Ghost. Irelia just flashes out the way. So there you go. That does show Darius is scary. This Irelia wants nothing to do with this Darius when he pops Ghost. It's like, yep, fine, you get my flash. See you later. That is the power of Darius. Obviously. Now, he might be a bit cocky here, but never mind. It's a 2v2. What's going to happen? And a teleport coming in from Galio, and a teleport coming in by Vlad. Irelia getting a nice stun. Is going to pick up one kill. With then the Galio, and then Vladimir in the middle of the fight. Will Irelia go down? No, she won't. With the double kill in the kind of three, in top lane at 4.5 minutes. That's kind of crazy. Weirdly, more common. That type of play is becoming more common in solo queue. Not that long ago, everybody, especially with teleport, was kind of being greedy with it. Like, I'm not using my teleport to go to top lane. I need it for my own lane in mid. But what people realized, because how snowbally League of Legends has become, that type of play is now going to probably completely snowball blue team. So if the Vladimir didn't go for that play, his team would blame him, going, dude, if you teleported, maybe we would have won. But yeah, that's just the way that it goes. So Irelia comes out of that with a double kill. and an assist, didn't die, farm advantage, and, you know, kill advantage. So this isn't bad for Irelia at all. Gold-wise, she is on 2,400. Darius on just under 1,600. So you can see already the slight difference is happening for the Irelia. And also, worth reminding people, Irelia is a teleport taker in top lane. When Irelias go mid, and she can go mid, they do usually take Ignite. But in top lane, they go teleport. The reason why I'm pointing that out is Darius is not a teleport taker. Darius is a ghost taker. Therefore, he should have some form of lane advantage in the 1v1. So if the Darius loses the 1v1 and then cannot kill the Irelia, but Irelia has teleport, then the Darius is in a lot of trouble. And that's what I've always found with Irelia, is that she doesn't need a combat, you know, combat summoner at all. She will just straight up kill people. So this game is turning a little bit into a stomp, but obviously we are just focusing in on the Irelia. And so far, I'd say pretty clean play. You know, we did mention that this is on EU Northeast. Right now, yeah, this is like 500-600 LP. If you told me what, you know, what rating, what region would this be on, I'd say, yeah, pretty high rating. I don't, right now, couldn't probably say it's any different between EU West. So there's that. I'm sure that teleport play would have exactly happened pretty much the same if this was EU West. And it is also, by the way, worth knowing, when I've been doing a bit of research just now, looking for profiles, one thing I did, you know, I was going to do, slight spoiler to another one of these episodes, I was looking for AP Cogmore, because I'm scared of AP Cogmore, but I couldn't find an AP Cogmore on EU Northeast. But what I was noticing was all the profiles on EU Northeast, most of them had high-ish rating accounts on EU West as well. So they may be Challenger or EU Northeast, but then I was noticing the exact same summoner name, meanwhile gets a stun near the tower. Darius might go aggressive here. Irelia, oh, going pure aggressive, questionable, and will go down. Maybe she went all in because she saw Kane was coming, so she thought, I have to go all in, otherwise I'm dead. Bit questionable, but oh well. But yeah, I was noticing the same summoner name. So yeah, Challenger on EU Northeast, and they had like a Diamond 1 or a Master account on EU West. That's probably quite common, by the way. The reason being, when you're like a Challenger level player on any server, there is probably in the back of your mind the slight possibility of, hey, maybe I could go pro. And in reality, no matter how, you know, again, not to sound harsh or anything, pro teams and scouting grounds and tournaments, it's not taken crazy seriously if you're, let's say, an EU Northeast Challenger player. It's still impressive, obviously. Meanwhile, Kane's going all in. Bit questionable, I'd say, by the Kane. And he will go down. Nice play by the Irelia, knowing that she could get that kill. But yeah, so a lot of these players who are EU Northeast, yeah, their main server may start as EU Northeast, but a lot of them do transfer over, or they have a second account that they start playing on more on EU West when they get really serious on, hey, maybe I could go pro. That's just the way that it is. If you're wondering why, EU West is just known as the more dedicated server, hardcore server, and every single pro plays on EU West. So a way of getting scouted is getting yourself in front of other pros, right? You're playing against them, and it's happened many times of if a team needs a substitute, they look to solo queue. They go, hey, that guy that is really good in solo queue, he does well in every game I play with him. Why don't we contact him, see if he wants to be a sub for our team? And you're going to be in front of pros' eyes more on EU West than EU Northeast. So there you go. Someone's saying, is Vladimir one of my scary champions? No, not really. Like, again, I know this, it's not like, the thing with being like a scary pick, meanwhile Darius, by the way, roaming over and does end up getting an assist, does kill the Galio. It's not like a formula that I have of going, oh, Huzzy is scared of this. It's literally my gut feeling. If I'm putting myself on, I'm in champion select, and the enemy team is locking in their champions, it's that feeling of they locked it in, you know? They've locked in the Evelyn, and I'm like, oh god, Evelyn. Or they locked in Kindred, oh god, they locked in Kindred. And yeah, definitely for me personally, if I'm in top lane, oh god, there's an Irelia. And worth knowing, you know, I've said it a couple times here or there, Irelia historically, before her rework, was a late game champion. Kind of like Jax, they were kind of two halves of the same coin, that they kind of sucked in lane phase, really good in late game. The rework to Irelia has definitely brought a lot of her strength forward, but that doesn't make her late game weak by any means. I would say Jax is probably stronger than Irelia in late game now, But generally what you're going to be looking out for when it comes to Irelia is her passive. With Conqueror, when she's got it all stacked, ready to go, that is when she's dealing the most damage. When you get hit by her E stun at that point, yeah, kiss your butt goodbye if you're nowhere near your tower. So yeah, that's what I would say. So also worth knowing when it comes to healing, look at Darius's first purchase, by the way. Yeah, he's bought a Executioner's first purchase against an Irelia. I'd say that's a bit questionable. I probably wouldn't do that. Because I think it's taking too much strength away from Darius's own strength as well. Because Darius, yeah, if played well, he can fight an Irelia if he plays it really well. But Executioners is making him probably overly squishy. And yeah, you got to be a little bit careful there. And yeah, Irelia heals, but she doesn't, you know, she's not like a monster healer like a Vladimir or something would be. But yeah, weird W. So Item Builder has already completed her Blade the Ruined King. Obviously, Blade as an item is just incredibly strong in the game right now. That's where a lot of top laners of strengths has increased. Blade the Ruined King champions have just gotten better. You know, if you can combine, there's three really strong items in top lane. Blade the Ruined King, Triforce, Death's Dance. If you're a champion that you can use those three, it's a really good combo, and you are just instantly really strong. You know, insanely good scaling, nice damage, good survivability, lifesteal, dueling potential. It's not bad. And Irelia is one of those champions that can use all three. So she did see Kayn in the river, by the way, so she should be a little bit careful to not completely overextend here. She is going for the stun though. Darius, look at the damage with the ultimate. It misses the E. She probably will go all in, and if I had to guess, will with the double follow-up Q, flashes out the tower, dodges out the way. She has her passive stacked, by the way, so look at that auto attack damage. And yeah, Kayn has to back away. She's going aggressive and just murders him. And yes, by the way, that Kayn obviously is quite far behind, but you guys can see how much damage this Irelia deals. And yes, she's got a Blade of the Ruined King, but when she's got that passive stacked, it's just nuts. And again, her passive, for those that obviously are wondering, Ionian Fervor. When Irelia hits an enemy with her ability, she gains stacks of Ionian Fervor for 6 seconds. She gains 12% attack speed per stack. At max stacks, so at max 5 stacks, it also grants bonus magic damage on hit. So you're attacking really fast. You're also dealing bonus, like here, she's dealing basically a bonus 70 melee damage per auto attack on top of whatever damage the auto attack's doing. And then you combine it with something like Blade the Ruined King, that every single auto attack is dealing current health damage too. So combine it all together, that is where Irelia is just mental in how much damage she can deal if she is allowed, and that is the thing, to auto attack. She has to auto attack. If she can't auto attack, then yeah, her damage is obviously basically none. But many Aurelias find it pretty easy to get auto attacks in. And then also reminding people, combine that with, and why is she scary? Combine that with, she has a W that makes her have 50% damage reduction when she's holding the W. And it's 50% physical damage reduction, by the way. It used to be total, but they got rid of it because obviously Irelia became a massive problem in mid lane and mages literally could do nothing to her. But 50% physical damage reduction. So all you have to do, let's say you're against a Darius, time it to his Q and auto attack combo, and that's most of his early chunk damage gone of the duel, and then you just straight up murder him and he's overcommitted. It's just Irelia. This champion to me is scary. Now I will say, apparently a while ago, and it's really cool to hear, by the way, because obviously you guys, if you watch me, I'm sure you watch a lot of other League YouTubers, or most of you probably do. There's a known Irelia player. I can't remember which one it was, so apologies. But one of my viewers went to that Irelia player and was like, hey, this other YouTuber I watch thinks Irelia is broken. What do you think? And he was like, oh, no, it's not. And that's, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but it is worth knowing that person is an Irelia player. And usually people, when they're on their own champion, they don't like to admit it's really strong or broken in any way, because obviously that could lead to it being nerfed. Meanwhile, Kayn and Irelia misses a stun. Doesn't seem to matter. Aurelia's taking the Kayn to the Galio. Unfortunately, the taunt doesn't hit. Vladimir now having a bit of a fight with the Yuumi. Exhaust is coming through. Galio coming down. Can this fight continue? Very close help. Is the Irelia is still alive at the moment. Is going to go. No, she's not going to go down. She manages to survive just. Set doesn't do enough damage. Obviously, this set, it was a set Yuumi bot lane. It is. I've seen it as a thing, by the way. It's a bit of a cheese pick, obviously, and generally, it only will really do well, or it will kind of only do anything if you do well with it. Meanwhile, the auto attack's coming in. Irelia mistiming a Q, but gets the kill anyway over the wall somehow. Red buff maybe, and Yuumi will walk back away. Darius overcommitting, arguably, gets his ult, does get a kill, and then Irelia finally going to probably look to back out as she has no mana. But yeah. And yes, Speng actually said a good point when it comes to asking a main or someone like that about their champion. A lot, you know, not all, by the way. Some people will play strong champions and openly admit, oh yeah, the champion's just insane. But a lot of people would like to think that, no, this champion just isn't strong, or this champion's not overpowered. It's my skill that is making this work. It's part of it. Obviously, as an Irelia, let's not hide away, she is a mechanically intense champion. Yes, she's an auto-attack based champion, but you can see how much she's having to dash around and land the E and time the W well, and her ultimate is a skill shot now. So yeah, let's not hide away, and we're not going to kind of diminish what Irelia is. She is a skill-based champion, for sure. But take an average, and this is why this is a challenger level gameplay, and the whole point of these kind of mini episodes, meanwhile she's going to go for the kill on set, gets the stun with the bulk upgrade, go for the W, and she will just bait the W and back away. Is these whole picks that I've kind of gone for may not necessarily be scary in the rating that you're in. You know, if you're watching this, if you're silver, gold, you might be like, oh, Irelia's not scary, or Kindred's not scary. We're focusing in on champions primarily. Meanwhile, she's going on the set Yuumi combo. Nice Q through the set W, couple more autos, gets one kill, and then you buy one, and you get one free. But yeah, these picks are scarier when good players are on them, and they get scarier and scarier and scarier, and I do think that is true for Irelia. You take an average, hell, even Diamond 1 Irelia, they will be mechanically brilliant. You know, they'll hit their stun often, they'll time their W well, they hit the ultimate skill shot, and they'll use their Q efficiently. And then when you're using the package of the champion well, that is when the champion is scary. There are some champions in League, you don't necessarily need to play the most efficient to get the most out of the champion. Annie, for example, Garen, potentially another one. But to get the most out of Irelia, you need to play it really well. But when you're a great player, you can do that practically every game. You can have a great game, or you're using the champion effectively every single game. So yeah, that's why she's scary to me. So they are looking to end, but if memory serves correct, the game might have roughly another 2 minutes to go. So I don't think the game's going to end just yet. Set with the Yuumi, looking to defend with the W. Going to deal a decent amount of damage, but he does go down to the godlike Irelia. Not overly committing. She's, you know, south of the tower. Lands a double stun, by the way. Enemy team is going to try and get rid of them, though, and this is where people are going to die. Never mind, she's going in aggressive. Gets 1 kill, gets 2 kill, legendary. And that will make the enemy team probably back away. Now, never mind, Vladimir going in, Irelia's passive fully stacked, and she will get another kill, but die to the tower. And that will be her legendary gone. So there we go. That is just crazy. Crazy damage. You know? Crazy damage, and what we've said many times, by the way, the game in itself, I might even mention this video, is, well, I don't know if I did, but League has become very snowball orientated. If you notice, a lot of the champions that we're also covering in this series, they are very snowball orientated. You know, how do you stop an Evelyn that's snowballing when she starts one-shotting people in mid-game? How do you stop a Kindred if she has a great early game and she gets like 3 or 4 stacks at the beginning of the game? You don't. That's what these champions can do. And I think Irelia is one of the best snowballing top laners in the game. Worth knowing, this Aurelia's gone for the Black Cleaver build. Perfectly fine to do. Well, there used to be a build, I don't think it's really done anymore, that you could go Triforce and Black Cleaver. Yes, there was some overlap, but both of the items respectively are very strong items. That's why people did it, and they didn't care that there was a little bit of an overlap between the two. I don't think people are doing that too much anymore, but she has gone for a Wit's End. Insanely high damage output from Wit's End, and again, increasing that attack speed that obviously Irelia wants to combine with the passive and, you know, Blade of the Ruined King. And yeah, so I think the game should be probably ending pretty soon. People in the Twitch chat are actually right now saying I should be doing casting. If you want me to try and maybe do some casting, throw a like on the video. It's something that I have thought about actively. I don't know exactly how I would potentially get into it. I have been offered things in the past, but I've never really accepted them. But it is something that I have thought about. I don't know what I would be, though, color or play-by-play, because obviously in these episodes, I'm doing both. Play-by-play is just going on what's on the screen. Color casting is filling in the gaps of the kind of why is something happening. Meanwhile, Irelia going in, gets 1 kill on the back line, is then looking for the middle of the fight, gets a double kill, and maybe even a triple kill. Kane on the back foot, they're on the God Tower, and they will most likely be able to get away. And there we go. So that is going to be the game. EU Northeast. I would say, again, for the record, don't see a crazy difference just from this game between EU Northeast Challenger and EU West. I can't just see it in front of me. Obviously, that is what generally these YouTube videos happen. You know, some people have said in these Challenger spectators, like, oh god, that person was god awful. Like, someone right now is probably thinking, because you always see it in the comment section, how has Galio only got 137 farm? He's Challenger and it was a 21-minute game. I've heard these people tell me he should have 200 farm. Every game's different. And you also have to remember, it's Challenger players versus Challenger players. What would be interesting to me, and the ultimate test, really, would be a best of, let's say, 5 series, that you take, the best 5 known solo queue players in each role. Sorry, the best ones. So you get the best top laner, best jungler, best mid from EU West, and you do the exact same on EU Northeast, and you make them have a best of 5, because then it's Challenger versus Challenger, but then from different servers. Then you could probably have an idea if there is a proper server difference or not. But there is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That was Irelia, very scary champion to me, insanely high snowball potential, and, you know, worth knowing, she isn't really considered a lane bully. She can lane bully, and she snowballs from lane if you're not careful, but she is still known as really like a mid-game kind of terror more than anywhere else. But if you guys did enjoy, do throw a like on the video, throw a subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.